Top 10 WWE Superstars Before and After Steroids. Huge WWE Superstar Steroid Users. Professional wrestling is built around eccentric characters of both massive size and ego, which can capture and entertain any crowd through their daring maneuvers and over-the-top antics. Wrestling promotions give the impression that only the biggest and baddest competitors can make their way to the top. Whether it's true or not that steroids can longer be found in the WWE locker room, wrestlers are still becoming increasingly massive over the years. Take a look at the top 10 wrestlers that you might not recognize due to their incredible physical transformations. Edge shocked fans in 2005 when admitting in a television interview that he had previously used performance-enhancing drugs. In retrospect, it's not exactly surprising given how relatively slender Edge was when he started his wrestling career. His frame gradually grew along with his place in the pecking order until he eventually became a 4-time WWE champion and 7-time World Heavyweight champion. Edge said he stopped taking performance-enhancing drugs because he didn't like the way they made him feel, and claimed it affected his performance in the ring. Sadly, Eddie Guerrero's use of steroids showed everyone just how dangerous performance-enhancing drugs can be. Guerrero died in 2005 from heart disease. Just 11 days prior he received performance-enhancing drugs. The drugs included the steroids testosterone and nandrolone, plus the estrogen blocker anastrozole, which is commonly taken by steroid-abusing men to curtail the growth of breast tissue. The drugs themselves didn't necessarily kill Guerrero, but unfortunately his death added to a worrying trend linking steroid abuse with heart disease. Not even the great Stone Cold was exempt from the lure of steroids during his ultra-successful career in the WWE. He's admitted himself to using steroids, but it was perhaps ex-wife Deborah Marshall who first shed light on Stone Cold's use of performance-enhancing drugs. In 2002, Marshall phoned police to lodge a domestic violence complaint, which Stone Cold was later arrested for. In subsequent interviews, Marshall has put her ex-husband's behavior down to roid rage and said the use of these drugs occasionally caused him paranoia and panic attacks. It is not surprised that Ultimate Warrior was steroids user. He was using steroids in his bodybuilding days before coming to WWE. Those were the words said by Bret Hart regarding the Ultimate Warrior after the legend of the WWF passed away. The relationships that Warrior had with the company and with many of his peers was complicated and downright non-existent in some cases. Masters entered the WWE with a lot of hype and had wrestling fans pretty excited. He had a great physique that resembled the likes of the Ultimate Warrior and Lex Luger. However, it was evident that with this great physique he was taking anabolic steroids and, in 2007, all his dirty laundry came out to the public. In June 2007, Masters was initially suspended 30 days for failing a drug test, and only a few months later he failed another drug test and was suspended for 60 days. WWE decided to terminate his contract and rid themselves from the bad publicity. It was well known that Shawn Michaels was an abuser of all kinds of substances since the pro wrestling. Shawn Michaels was a big steroid user in the 1990s until he suffered a serious back injury. Shawn Michaels has admitted that he once failed a drug test for steroids, something that supposedly caught him by surprise. The Heartbreak Kid may not have been the biggest guy in the industry, but it is hardly a shock that he would experiment with steroids during that time of his career. Kurt Angle is an interesting case when it comes to the use of performance-enhancing drugs. He has admitted to steroid use in the past, but says it was to aid his recovery from a broken neck, an injury which significantly shortened both of his arms. During this time he failed a test which he says cost him to the tune of $125,000 financially, and badly damaged his reputation. In early 2007, Sports Illustrated said Engle's name had been in the client database of a Florida company distributing performance-enhancing drugs. Engle responded by saying he hadn't improperly received prescriptions, and that any attempt to link him with performance-enhancing drugs was without foundation. Randy Orton was the most high-profile wrestler named by Sports Illustrated in 2007 as having links to a pharmacy supplying performance-enhancing drugs to WWE stars. Orton was alleged to have obtained the steroids stenozolol, nandrolone, oxandrolone and testosterone. Orton has suffered drug problems for lengthy stretches throughout his career, yet is a 12-time heavyweight champion in WWE and has proven himself one of the company's best wrestlers in the post-Attitude Era. Still, it makes you wonder if his injury layoffs over the years were in fact suspensions. The WWE star initially wanted to become a bodybuilder after graduating with a degree in exercise physiology, however that dream only lasted a year after he decided to become a pro wrestler. John Cena can sometimes be seen with a pink color to his skin. This is a sign of an elevated body temperature, which is a common side effect of anabolic steroids. Steroids make you more blocky looking, including your waist, which has grown significantly in Cena's case. The Rock has used performance-enhancing drugs, but not for a very long time, more than 25 years ago in fact. He admitted in a 2014 interview that he'd tried steroids when he was 18, before he started college, but also said he hadn't touched them since, which means his granite-like physique is completely natural, despite what you might read in posts from jealous bodybuilders and online forums. "Training is my anchor," The Rock said in the interview. "Sure, you get a lot of people out there who will suspect. They want to negate the hard work you put in." The Rock eats 5 or 6 meals a day and is a big fan of protein shakes. But there is big difference between now The Rock and Rocky Maivia physical health.
Subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Top 10 videos world.